This chair, it makes too many squeaky noises. It makes like creaky... chair. Hello there, welcome back to the Closet Historian. Today I have another thrift haul for you guys, and then a couple of vintage items I've picked up online recently to show you as well. Just two things. I haven't been Etsy shopping that much lately. You could be proud of me, but it's really not about restraint. It's more about just lack of funding, because I spent it all on makeup, as we all know. I have a ColourPop issue. For more on that, check out my beauty channel, link in the description below. But today we're not talking about makeup for once. We're talking about thrifting, and these are the things I've picked up recently at my local ARC. I went on a thrifting trip this past weekend, which was kind of on a bad day, but I had a good thrifting trip, so that really turned my day around. So I'll show you guys what I picked up at my local ARC and how I initially thought I would style them, things like that. So let's jump right in. Now, one of the first things I look at when I enter a thrift store are going to be like the ends of the racks, scarves, and belts section, just because I used to be able to find really good silk scarves, and I still can sometimes, but I feel like for some reason, whatever reason, the past few years I've had less scarf luck, but you know, maybe that could change. But this time I did actually find a belt, and it's something that was on my list of things that I wanted to get this year, something that I've been looking to add to my wardrobe, and that is a black patent leather belt. This one's about a 3/4 of an inch wide, just has a little covered buckle. This one's probably from the 1980s, I would say, judging by the font. Maybe even more recent than that. But I was really happy to find this belt for only $3, $2.99 at my local ARC, because it's something that I have had on my list of things I wanted to pick up. If you guys maybe watched my video, I'll put it in a card here, of how I plan my vintage shopping. I did mention in that video that I was looking for a patent belt. I wasn't kidding, I was, and now I have one, so I'm very excited to have found this locally and so easily. The first clothing item I picked up, and actually I got all of these clothing items for like either $3.99 or $4.99. I took the tags off already and have actually already washed these items, but all of them were under $5, which is always nice to get a good deal. It was half off yellow tags or whatever, and I don't think I actually picked anything with a yellow tag because, you know. But the first item I picked up was this little short-sleeved black mock neck sweater. I'm sure it just looks like a black hole here, but I will put in the footage of me wearing it. This is just a little mock neck black sweater, you know, a little bit Steve Jobs, but I think much cuter Steve Jobs if he was a 50s schoolgirl, which makes absolutely no sense, but that's all right. I think these sort of sweaters can be styled in a very like mod or sort of beatnik sort of way, which I really like that style when I'm going for something a little bit more casual within vintage, a little bit less glam. Of course, with high makeup and stuff like that, it still looks pretty glam, even if you're just wearing jeans and a shirt like this, which is kind of nice to be able to throw something comfortable and casual on and still have that retro look. So I really like finding sweaters like these. I do have a couple now, and I was happy to pick up this additional one in black, of course, my very favorite color. Now, I think you can already tell this next blouse is quite special and very cute. Of course, this is a like late 70s or 1980s blouse, so it's sadly 100% polyester, but when something is this Agent Carter looking, like what would Agent Carter wear, which, you know, is a mantra I do keep in my head at all times when shopping, this just like screamed Agent Carter to me. It's a very 40s blouse. Again, you know, a 80s does 40s blouse. It's got gathering up here on the shoulder. It's got gathered sleeves here, gathered at the cuff. There's a button cuff. The buttons are covered buttons. Down here we have the covered buttons. We have this cute scalloped collar. The pocket even has a scallop on it. It's just extremely cute and extremely 40s. It is a shame that it's polyester, but you know, when it comes to something this 1940s looking for under $5 at the thrift store, I make an exception to my usually don't buy polyester rule, because, I mean, come on. So in the clip, I've just styled this blouse with a wool A-line skirt in a dark navy blue with a burgundy T-strap heel, and then I think you could add a burgundy beret or a hat or other burgundy accessories. I think that would be a really cute look. Of course, you can just wear this with anything. This color, I think, would also look good with like forest green, navy. You could wear this with black, of course. Also, I think it would be really cute with like even like lighter colored, light brown, tan, wide leg trousers and a very Katharine Hepburn kind of look. Just, this is a very classic 1940s looking blouse, and I'm super happy to pick it up at the ARC thrift store for $4 or $5, of course. So what a find. I was super excited to see this, even if it wasn't real silk. It says Silken Wonder, which not so much, it's poly, but I accept anyway. Sorry if we moved around a little bit, had to get a new battery, but we're back in business now. I have another blouse to show you guys next. This one I thought also was very like 1940s or even 1930s looking. The print to me just looked very 1930s or 40s. I'll put a couple of prints up here on the screen so you can see kind of what I'm talking about, but I just thought this was a very similar sort of print, similar sort of floral. This one has like an ivory, and then this is almost a like lighter in between navy and royal blue, which makes it a little bit annoying to style with navy. But navy, it's always kind of a little bit annoying to style because there's so many different shades of navy, and I don't really like to mix them, but whatever, I'll make it work. But this one also has like little red, yellow, and like greenish teal sort of centers on the flowers, so it has a little bit more of other colors in it as well, which is good because I actually have a teal colored like rayon linen skirt that I can style this with. I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then I also thought it would look good with my red linen skirt for summer, spring and summer as well. This is just a very 30s-ish, 40s-ish looking top. It has a couple of like almost safari shirt-ish details with the cuffed sleeves with this little tab on them and a mother of pearl style button. They're not actually shell buttons on this one. And it does have these like sort of pockets here on the front on both sides with the flap and the pearl button again. So it's kind of got those safari-ish shirt details that I quite like in a blouse. But then on this nice floral print, this is very like on the boardwalk, beachy 1930s, 1940s looking to me. So that really appealed to me and I was really happy to find it. When I first picked this up, I thought it was going to be some sort of like linen or rayon, but it actually turns out it is 100% silk. So this is actually the only piece I haven't washed yet because I do have to hand wash this one. But I am excited to do that and wear it this spring as soon as it, warms up enough to be wearing a silk short sleeve blouse like this with a cute linen skirt. But until then, I'll just have to dream about it. We'll get there eventually, rumor has it. Now I did actually fall for another polyester blouse, and this one's just kind of random for me. It's pretty like, loud blouse we have going on here. It's this green tropical leaf and like little flower print blouse. It does have a cuff that you can turn up. It's a 3/4 sleeve. I'll show you a couple of different ways I thought about styling this. When I first tried it on, I thought it was kind of like dad chic in a way, like left open over a tank with some jeans, which is like, a little bit mask for me, she says about a floral blouse, but I quite liked the look, so I persevered, even though it was polyester. And then I thought like tied at the waist with like a pencil skirt would be really cute and like very pin-up-y, or like thrown over a swimsuit. This would be really cute if I was going anywhere actually tropical. But I just love green and I love tropical flowers. So really that's how this ended up, staying with me. And then again, of course, being only $4. It does have some nice like princess seaming on it. And this one actually is from a brand called Laura Scott. No idea, but I just really loved the colors and I thought I could style it in multiple ways. So, not super vintage compared to the other things I picked up on this trip, but I don't know, the color just really appealed to me. The tropical things really appeal to me, especially when there's no like weird birds or like tigers happening in the print. Sometimes I feel a nice Hawaiian or tropical print gets ruined by a random animal or like a weird monkey face happening out of nowhere. So I really appreciated that this was just mostly leaves and a few flowers. That's much more up my alley. And the last two items I thrifted this last trip were both pairs of trousers, pants. I was looking for high-waisted jeans in like a lighter wash. I really want some like mom jeans, but I just can't find any at the thrift store. I need to go to a different thrift store, I think, because this one just seems to have a lot of like mid-2000s Kohl's, sort of like cross-hatched denim. Do you know what I mean? That like cross-hatched, super stretched denim, low-waisted pants from Kohl's. That's what this place seems to have most often. So I'm always on the hunt for actually like proper denim, high-waisted jeans. And I did actually find a pair this time at the thrift store, but I also found a different pair of pants over in the like work trouser area. I was looking for high-waisted khaki pants because I want to maybe like modify a pair of like wide leg high-waisted khakis into a like 1930s or 40s jodhpur sort of style. I'm gonna put images now on the screen of sort of what I meant, or sort of what I mean by that. I think I could probably, if I could find pants that were high-waisted khakis at the thrift store, I think I could modify them into a pant like this quite easily, just because I don't like making pants or trousers myself. It's too fiddly getting the fit correctly, I think, doing like the fly and all that stuff. It's just too much work for me. I'm far too lazy. But if I could find pants that were already high-waisted khakis and then just modify them, I think that would work pretty well, because jodhpurs themselves are really collectible and hard to find in my size, so that's not really going to happen. If I could find them at the thrift store, man, would I be surprised. Which is a long, rambly intro to say that I found these sort of tan-ish, khaki-colored pants. These are much more of like a workwear sort of trouser. They're actually by the jeans company Lee, and they're not denim. They're sort of a strange twill-ish, almost like, business wear-ish fabric. These are a little bit of a wider leg, but I cuffed them, like I folded and cuffed them so that they were sort of an ankle-length pant. I'll show you how I styled these firstly in a very modern way with a silk blouse. I just thought this was a very like business biatch outfit. It made me feel powerful, made me feel like I could litigate something maybe. in like the best sense. And then next I styled these with just a black tank, and that kind of made me feel like Laura Croft at a business meeting, which is always a good, you know, feeling to have, even if you guys can't see that. That's how I was feeling in that moment, which was nice. These are really obviously something I can style to be quite trendy and modern, and then that very high-waisted pants that are like trendy and sort of street styling now. I don't know if I can really pull off the look, but I was having fun pretending I could. But of course, really the reason that I wanted high-waisted tan or khaki pants is because I wanted to do this like 1940s adventurer look, 1930s, 40s, 50s, like, you know, general mid-century adventurer look with these pants tucked into high, tall, lace-up boots, and then with like a safari-ish blouse and, you know, just the adventurer look. That's what I was really going after. I do love the thrift store for finding properly high-waisted pants, or trousers rather. You can't, I mean, even high-waisted things these days. I go to try and buy high-waisted jeans and they're like 1 or 2 inches below my natural waist, and I want like properly high-waisted things. Like, my goal at the thrift store is to find things that are like, if you like go looking for pants at the thrift store, find things that have like the longest fly to crotch ratio of all time, and like hopefully you'll find ones that are too high-waisted. Like, it hasn't happened yet, but that's sort of my general guide when looking at trousers at the thrift store, is to find them with like the longest waist possible, or the highest waist possible, and that really worked out for me on this trip. So I'm super happy to find these pants. I'm super excited to style them both in a vintage way and a kind of modern baddie businesswoman way. I don't know if I can really pull off the look. You guys let me know in the comments below. Did I pull off the more modern version of styling these pants? Let me know. And the last item I picked up were a pair of jeans, these vintage Lee jeans. I don't know how vintage they really are, but they are extremely high-waisted, which I just love. These are basically the mom jeans I was looking for, but in black. I was looking for a lighter colored denim pair, and I still am. I would love to have these exact same jeans in several washes, basically. But these are a black but faded, not necessarily like acid wash, but like veering towards that grayed out black look. Again, they are a very, very high-waisted pant. Exactly what I've been looking for. I really like the fit on these. They're very comfortable. I don't think they have, if anything, maybe a tiny bit of stretch in them. They are a thicker denim, which I really like. It really holds you in, especially when it's in a high waist like this. But I think you can style these in, of course, a very pinup or rockabilly way. It's a really good casual retro vintage look for when you, of course, need to dress casually. You can't be full glam all the time. Although, you know, if only, I don't have the effort to be full glam, or the energy to be full glam all the time, so it's good to have options that are still sort of vintage looking, but not necessarily requiring me to wear a petticoat and stockings and all the whole shebang. Sometimes I just want to throw on a pair of jeans and go see a movie, and these will help me with that endeavor. I have nothing against casual looks, especially like, I like denim quite a lot, especially when it gets like veers into like 50s bad girl territory, of course, but I also like wearing jeans like this with like a Star Wars t-shirt or just like a basic t-shirt tucked in. It's my preferred casual look. Super high-waisted jeans and like something that pushes it over into a little bit retro, like bigger earrings, a scarf in my hair, my red lips, something like that. That still gives it a little bit of a retro flavor, a little bit of a retro flair, but still has the comfort and like ease and wearability of denim, of course, which is everyone's favorite fabric, America's favorite fabric, the world's favorite, you know, fabric. We've all turned to jeans over the years, and there is a reason. And now I do have 2 vintage items I've picked up online this year so far. That's all the vintage shopping I've done so far on Etsy this year, crazy enough. But again, I've just been spending a lot of money on makeup that I shouldn't have, and here's hoping I've learned my lesson. We'll see. The item I picked up most recently on Etsy were actually these gold earrings. I will include, of course, a close-up as well so you guys can see what these actually look like. But these are gold Trifari clip-on earrings. I haven't converted them or anything yet. I might just leave them as clip-ons because they don't seem like they'll be too painful. I will clip off the back of these things and make them into pierced ears. I know that's sacrilegious to some people to destroy or mutilate vintage in that way, but because it's not something that's worth a crazy amount of money, it's not real gold, it's not like one of the fancier Trifari sets, I don't feel bad doing something like that, especially because I will get decades of wear out of them. They will be in my collection for a very long time, and by the end of that, the apocalypse could have happened. Who knows? People are hopefully not going to care that I converted these to post backs, but I haven't done that yet. These, of course, match a Trifari brooch already in my collection that I really, really love, and so as soon as I saw this Trifari ad, actually, when I was doing research for my gold brooches video, I will put another card again to that video. I was doing research for that video, and I saw an ad for these earrings and for the brooch, and I was like, wait a minute, they made earrings for that? And so I immediately went over to Etsy, typed in Trifari gold leaf and selected earrings, and searched until I found these for $15, and then I added them to my cart, and here they are, and now I have a set because these will match that brooch, of course, and it's nice to be able to make matching sets like that on Etsy. Again, it's something I've recommended before here on the channel and was able to do with these. And the other properly vintage item I've added to my collection so far this year has been this big, nice 1940s cord clutch in chocolate brown. We all know how I love a clutch. We all know how I love cord and 40s things here on this channel. So of course I was happy to finally add a brown cord clutch into my collection. I do have a navy one or two and black cord clutches. You know, it doesn't matter how many I have, a few. And now I have a brown cord clutch as well. I do have a brown cord bag already, like a handbag, but I of course can't just have a handbag. You have to have the clutch too. I'm very much a completionist. It's sort of a problem of mine. This one was a little bit more expensive. I think this was around $45. I used my like Christmas money on it. I'm not troubled by investing in a piece like this. This one is actually in super great condition as well. Like even the bottom of it is not dusty or dirty. It really looks like basically it hasn't been worn since the 1940s. So thank you, person, for taking really nice care of your things back in the day. It does have its original big lucite pull on it still. It's a really kind of a more unique shape than a couple of the other ones I have. It's got this interesting edge here at the top that I don't know if you can see. And then this swirling pattern in the cord is really nice. I'll try and see if I can get a close-up of that, but it's kind of hard to photograph because like black, this dark brown sort of just absorbs all light and the detail doesn't really show. But I was really happy to add this one to my collection. As we all know, I love a clutch, so I'm kind of addicted to them. So those are some of the items I've added to my wardrobe recently, either through thrifting or just shopping online as usual. I have been on a bit of a budget this year and I will continue to be so, but I do want to go thrifting more often just because I have found such great things like this while out and about. And it really does go to show that you can get a great vintage look just from thrift shopping if you're willing to hunt and go through all of, the very 2004 Kohl's stuff that they have at most thrift stores here in the States now. You kind of have to sort through that old JCPenney, Kohl's, Mervyn's, etc. riffraff to get to the good stuff, but it is still out there and you can find it too. And I think it's a really good way to build a vintage wardrobe on a budget, especially if you stay focused and maybe have a list or like an idea in your mind of what you want so you don't get too distracted by things that you may not end up wearing. Of course, luckily at the thrift store, if you don't end up wearing something, usually you didn't pay too much for it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I would style these items or my initial thoughts on how I would style them. I'm sure there are many more outfits I could make with these things. If you'd like to see me maybe even style these same items in even more ways or see me style anything really, any particular styling videos you are after, please leave that in the comments below because now I do have my setup and I can film more styling videos for you now that I have a way to do it indoors. The weather was kind of, with the weather and lighting were being prohibitive there, but now I feel like I've got something sort of set that I can work with when it comes to styling videos. So let me know what you guys would like to see from me. And thank you as always for tuning into another haul with me today. I will see you again real soon. Bye. Oh, I am a little tired. I look like Cruella de Vil or something today. Is anyone bothered by that? No? I don't kill dogs. I don't like dogs, but I don't kill them. Or wear them. That would be weird. Gina, I'm filming. Yes, madam, how can I help? Styled it with a couple of different twill skirts that I have. Oh no, the battery is going to die. The battery is going to die.